So I wake up this morning and I get a message on YouTube concerning John 1, where I explore the mistranslation and expose it for the whole world to see. See, all of Christianity believes that the Son is equal to the Father, and the Father is at best only equal to the Son, and that somehow the Creator was the Son, or as they say today, was Jesus. And of course, Jesus or Jesus is not the name of the Son. The name of the Son has to have the name of the Father in it. Otherwise, he's not the Son. I will go to explain this in just a minute. So the challenge that was issued to me was Isaiah. How then do you explain Isaiah 9? Well, I'm issuing a challenge back. I'm asking the challenger, are you asking me how King James translated Isaiah 9? What is it, Isaiah 9 and verse 6? Are you asking me how King James translated it, or are you asking me how it was originally written in Hebrew text? If you are asking me how King James translated it, I will tell you that it was a mistranslation. Very clearly. You see, on yesterday's video, I pointed out in Isaiah 44 how Jehovah said he was the only one, that he is the creator. His own hands created heaven and earth. Nobody else was involved. And I'll tell you something else. If you go to Isaiah 45, he continues in that vein, even more stridently. So let's go to Isaiah 45 and read it so that we will get context here. Isaiah 45 and verse 1, thus saith Jehovah to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand have I held up to subdue the nations before him. Who are the nations that Jehovah ordered Cyrus to subdue? Babylon and Babylon's vassals, the rest of them. And I will loose the loins of kings, make them crap in their pants, is what he's saying. So Jehovah holds up the right hand of Cyrus, and the other kings crap in their pants in his presence. What are we saying? To open before him the two-leaved gates. Medo-Persian Empire, two-leaved gates. And the gates shall not be shut. I will go before you and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass. Now, this is very interesting, folks. You see, when you read, it says, I will break in pieces the gates of brass. Well, that came after Cyrus, the kingdom of brass. That was the Grecian Empire. And cut asunder the bars of iron. The Iron Empire, Rome, Europe. So Jehovah himself says that he's going to make the crooked places straight. So in the future, by breaking the Grecian Empire and the Roman Empire. And I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of the secret places, that you may know that I am Jehovah, which call you by your name. I am the Elohim of Israel, for Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect. That's right. Israel is Jehovah's elect. I've even called you by your name. I have surnamed you, though you have not known me. I am Jehovah, and there is nobody else. There is no Elohim besides me. I girded you, though you have not known me, that they may know me from the rising of the sun from the west, and that there is none besides me. I am Jehovah, and there is nobody else. I form the light and create. Wait a minute. Hold it. Remember yesterday? Remember yesterday how the one who was conceived of Miriam by Jehovah the Father is called the light. Not the word, the light. The word is the expression that comes out of the mouth of Jehovah. He's the light. I create the light. He created the light. And I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create calamity. The word evil is calamity. Mistranslation, folks. I, Jehovah, do all these things, and he doesn't need any help. Drop down, you heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation. Let righteousness spring up together. I, Jehovah, have created it. How many times does it say, I, Jehovah, have created it in Isaiah 45? Maybe to you naysayers who don't believe that Jehovah the Father is the creator, maybe you should count how many times he says that he is. And for those of you who still want to strive with your creator, you might want to read the next verse. Verse 8, woe unto him that strives with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth, not with his maker. That you go and strive with other men, whatever. Don't strive with your maker. Don't do that. Shall the clay said unto him that fashioned it, what are you making? Or maybe the work will say you have no hands. So those of you who say that the Father didn't create anything, that somebody else did, what are you saying? Are you saying that Jehovah has no hands? He's just a brain up there in heaven. This is what you're saying? Well, this is what some of your preachers try to tell you. I know this because I've heard it. Woe unto him that says unto his father, what begettest you? Or to his mother, what have you brought forth? Thus saith Jehovah, the Holy One of Israel, the Maker. We got another. That Israel and Israel's maker. See, thus saith Jehovah, the Holy One of Israel. And you got to understand, it's so easy for people to trip over themselves when reading. Thus saith Jehovah, the Holy One of Israel, and his maker. Is that suggesting that the Holy One of Israel has a maker? No, it's Israel's maker. You see how easy it is to be a fool? I had to mention that too, you know. Ask of me things to come. Ask of me things in the future. If you want to know the future, ask him concerning my sons and concerning the work of my hands. Command you me, or maybe you should read ask of me. It is just a repeat of what it's saying. Ask of me these things. I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens and all their host, all the stars of heaven. He commanded with his mouth, and his hands created it. I have raised him in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives. Now speaking of Cyrus. He shall let go my captives, not for a price, not for a reward, saith Jehovah of hosts. And which reminds me concerning President Donald Trump and his peace plan, telling everyone that Israel has to give something up to the Israelis. Israel has to give something up to the Fakestinians. In other words, him claiming that, acknowledging that Jerusalem indeed is Israel's capital, comes with a price. No, it does not. Says so right here. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives, not for a price nor reward. In other words, for free. There's going to be no strings attached. You see, Pharaoh tried to attach strings to the release of Israel, and he died for it. So will any man in the future, any ruler of any country who tries to attach strings to Jerusalem will meet the same fate. Now, once again, let's go down, scroll all down to verse 18. For thus saith Jehovah that created the heavens. Elohim himself hath formed the earth and made it. He has established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am Jehovah, and there is no one else. I have not spoken in secret in dark place of the earth. I have not said unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I am Jehovah. I, Jehovah, speak righteousness. Everything that I declare are accurate. All right. So where does his inaccuracies come from then? It comes from men. Mistranslations come from men. Now we're going to go with the now that the table is set. Now we're going to go to Isaiah 9 and verse 6 and see just exactly what King James did, or what his translators did to the scripture. Isaiah 9 and verse 6. For unto us, okay, so we'll go word by word in Hebrew. First of all, I'll do it exactly like I did yesterday. I will do it the way that King James does it, and then I will go straight to the Hebrew text. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Okay, number one, The word God is a creation of Gentiles concerning false gods. It comes from Woden or Odin. That is not the name of any real Elohim, you see. So let's pick this apart. Verse 6, the first word is Yeled. It is 30 or 3206 in the Hebrew. It is child, son, boy, youth. All right. So a child is beget, bring forth. Yalad or Yalad, there's the next word, 3205. The next word is Ben, which means son. 1121 in the Strong's Concordance. The next word is to give, to put or to set. Natan, or as it says, people are not 10, but as is said today in English, Nathan. That is 5414. All right, the next word and the government is Mizrah 4951. That means to rule or dominion. The next word, shoulder in English, Shechem in Hebrew, 7926 in Strong's Concordance. The next word is not and his name, it is name. The Hebrew word for it is shame. In English, they say Shem. 8034. The next word is not shall be called. It is to proclaim. To call or to proclaim or to read, it is Korah 7121. Wonderful. That's in Hebrew, it's Pele 6382. Counselor. The word is Ya'atz, to advise, to counsel. 32, is it 99 or 8? Looks like 89. The mighty, strong and mighty, Gibor 1368. El, or El, not God, El. As we have read, we just read, there is only one El. One, singular, not two, not three. Okay? The everlasting in Hebrew is Ad, A-D, 5703. It means perpetuity. Father, Ab. That is the very first word in the Hebrew in Strong's Concordance. The prince, Sar. Sar in Hebrew, 8269. Chieftain, chief, ruler, official, captain, prince. Peace, shalom. We know what shalom is, don't we, in Hebrew? Okay. Now, let's look at Let's look at 3289, counselor. All right. We need to do a little bit of research here, folks. Does Jehovah have a counselor? No, Jehovah is the counselor. Let me show you something. Isaiah 40 and verse 13. All right. Who has directed the Spirit of Jehovah, or being his counselor has taught him? So, to those who want to say that somehow the Son is the counselor of the Father, what are you saying? Let me show you something. Like I said, we will start reading it again. Who has directed the Spirit of Jehovah, is the Father, or being his counselor has taught him. So if you're a counselor, you are teaching. If you're the counselor of the Father, then you're his teacher. We'll continue. Verse 14, with whom did he take counsel? And who instructed him? Nobody. I will show you in the I believe it was one of the Gospels that nobody instructs him. Nobody. And taught him the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed him the way of understanding. Nobody did. You see? Verse 18, to whom then will you liken Elohim? Or what likeness will you compare to him? And he's talking about all the graven images that the heathen try to create. And the graven image on your Sunday services is no different. It's fake and a fraud. Now he says, to whom then will you liken me? Or who shall be my equal? Nobody. Lift up your eyes on high and behold, who has created these things? That brings out the host by number. He calls them out by name, by the greatest of his might, for that he is strong in power, and not one fails. Why do you say, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel, my way is hid from Jehovah, and my judgment is passed over from my Elohim? Have you not known? Have you not heard that the everlasting Elohim, Jehovah, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not, neither is weary? There is no possible way to fully understand his understanding. Not even the angels, not even the Son. Oh, you don't think you think I'm wrong? You think that I'm reading the scripture wrong? Okay. Now, just hold on. I'm going to get to this, all of this eventually. Is there something that the Father knows that the Son does not? If there is, then the Father has no counselor, has no teacher. Okay? Matthew 24, verse 36. But about the day or the hour, No man knows, no, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Other and Mark in chapter 13, verse 32 says, but as for the day or the hour knows no man, not even the angels of heaven, not even the Son, but the Father only. Okay. So who counsels who? Who counsels who? John 15 and verse 15. Henceforth, from this time and forward, I will no longer call you servants. For the servant knows not what his master does. But now I call you friends. For all the things that I have heard or learned of my Father. Oh, so the Father counseled the Son. The Father taught the Son, not the Son teaching the Father. Hmm? The Father has no teacher. He knows everything. He taught the Son everything the Son knows. There are many passages in the Gospels that point to this. Okay. John 5 and verse 19. Then answered Yehoshua, not Jesus, not Jesus. Then answered Yehoshua and said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he sees the Father do, for what things soever he does, these also does the Son likewise. You see, in this way, if you have seen the Son, you have seen the Father. Because the Son does what his Father does. He learns from his Father. He is counseled from his Father. Just like I learned from my dad these very things that I'm telling you today. Right? Let me show you another mistranslation that Christians use to try to make their false God equal with Jehovah, who has no equal, which you just learned he has no equal. All right. Philippians 2, verse 16. Let me ask you a question. Was man made in the image and the likeness of Jehovah? By now, you should be able to say yes. If not, then you have failed the test. Okay? So in King James it says, who being in the form of God thought it not robbery to be equal with God. And people say, there it is, he's equal. And they go their way, and they know not that they have been deceived by the translators. Strong's Concordance. You see, we all exist in the form and in the image of Jehovah. We do. All right. The word who is HOS in the Greek, 3739. And it is usually related who, which, that. Okay, so who? Who means who? Being is the next word in English. It is huparcho or huparko in Greek. It is 5225. The next word in, it means in. 1722. The form shape, morph. Morph in Greek is 3444. In Greek, theos. The word theos is the next word, 2316. Suppose is the hagiomai or hagiomai is the Greek for the next word, thought. It actually means to lead or to suppose. Okay, the next word is ou in Greek. That is for the word not in English, 3756. The word robbery. Seizing, harpagmos, 725. The next word for to be, robbery to be, is einai, 1511 in the Greek, equal, isos or isos, 2470, means it means equal. And the last word is theos. Okay, so now let's examine this carefully. Who, to be, in, the shape, should breed of the Father. Okay. Did not suppose or did not lead, suppose, the act of seizing or a thing to be seized. Equal. So he did not seize the idea that he should be equal with the Father. No, he didn't. Because you see, folks, it is very likely that we will find the truth in the next verse. I'm not even looking at the next verse yet, and we'll probably find the truth in the next verse here. Yes, of course. Of course you find it in the next verse. People will twist the words of Paul just like Peter said, and they will do it to their own destruction. Okay? So, let this mind be in you, which also is in Yehoshua, Messiah, who, like the rest of us, being in the image, we lowly humans being in the image, so was he of Jehovah, did not attempt to seize equality with Jehovah, but instead but instead made himself of no reputation and took upon himself the form of a king, a prince? No! Which takes us back to Daniel 9 and verse 24, 25, and 26. He took upon himself the form of a suffering servant. In other words, he was not born into the royal family of England. No. He was born into a family of peasants. He was born into not greatness, but of smallness. That's what he's saying here. The suffering servant. And was created in the likeness of man, just like the rest of us. He was created in the likeness of man. Oh, I guess how is it that so many people think that somehow a God went and crawled up a woman and became a zygote? No, the Father procreated. Procreated. And found in the fashion as a man, he humbled himself. No, he did not seize equality. Now, over and over and over and over again in the scripture, he says, I can do nothing except for the Father who taught me all these things. And became obedient unto death, even the death of not the tall, not the cross, the pole. And for that reason, Jehovah also has highly exalted him and given him a name that is above every name. What is that name? Is it Jesus? No, it's not. It is a name almost identical to his own. It's not identical to his own, but almost. It's Yehoshua. All right. Psalm 118, verse 26. Blessed is he that comes in the name of Jehovah. We have blessed you out of the house of Jehovah. So he comes in the name of Jehovah. How does he do this? Well, by his action, and he was given a name, Yehoshua. What does it mean? Jehovah is salvation. He comes in the name of the Father. Now we can go back to Isaiah 9. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, Malachi 2, verse 10. Don't we all have one Father? Has not one Elohim created us? Okay, now we go back to Isaiah 9 and verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Is that what it says? No. He will come in the name of the Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Elohim, the Everlasting Father, and he is the Prince of Peace. Believe it.